We're back with Songtradr Happy Hour, and our guests are Billy Mann and Benton James from Proof of Concept. For all of those emerging entrepreneurs or artists out there, what's your advice to them?
Do it all. You got to look for who you are first. And once you start doing that and you want to express yourself on all these platforms, or as many as you can stand, because you have to finding your tribe. Forget being an artist or being a celebrity, just being a person. Finding your tribe is a real quest. It's not easy. It's why kids in middle school have the toughest time, because they're sort of becoming themselves and they're trying to find who they are and who they connect with. And I think it's the same for artists with craft. I think it's the same for artists with their fans, even the musicians, the producers, the songwriters they work with, the managers. Finding your tribe is hard. But it's also, if approached like it's an expedition, if it's approached in a way that it's a delicacy, then the way you factor in these social platforms is going to all stem from that same point of creation, which has got to be based on something real within a person. There's definitely, there are people that just want to be famous at all costs. They don't really care. What do I have to do it? I just want attention. That is a hole in a person's heart that will never be filled by likes or follows or money or drugs. That's just a thing. And I pray for those people. But I also think for some of the folks who do have the discipline and really care, that attract people like Benton and people like me who can feel it and want to feel it early and invest early, which is what we do. We're angel investors in the town. We want, Ben, you said it perfectly. It's like that uncut gem. It's like, that's what gets us up in the morning. So I think it's just finding your tribe. And some of that is really hard to do. I often say, I know LA has become this sort of music center, and I think that's going to change too. Not that it's not clearly a key hub in the world, but pandemic, COVID, all of this stuff, they're finding life outside of commutes and office space. And I think that's going to change as well. And the need for approval is going to shift as well. So I'm saying an answer that's kind of amorphous, but it really is find where the people who are passionate about you, where they live. If they live on Instagram, go to Instagram. If they live on TikTok, go to TikTok. But you got to try both and give it your all in order to see what that is. And I think in the process, if you can start off with 1,000 fans that really care, you can scale 1,000 fans. But if you just try to get a whole bunch of people that want to see you, run naked through a parking lot, you may get some people for a minute, but at some point that magic trick is going to be over, and who's going to want to stay around for that? So just build with bricks and mortar. Don't build with just like feathers and balsa wood that you think forever, because it won't.
I love it. Once you rip your clothes off, I mean, what else can you take off? You're done, right? So, Ben, for you, it's time for you to stretch your angel wings. What's your advice?
Honestly, I always get confused on how to answer this, because I always feel like it pretends that I have some sort of special or secret answer that will unlock someone's key. And I really don't know it. It's like in my own life, everything has been a very unstraight path. There's times when things went really well. There's times when things went terribly. There's times I made some really bad decisions that I thought were great decisions. There's sometimes that I made some decisions very flippantly that ended up working out for me. And I think, the thing that's always resonated with me is, Billy's saying of the ability to continue, because that's always been a goal of mine, to head in a direction and just be doing something that I'm really passionate about day in, day out. And whatever that looked like, that was always rewarding for me. And then honestly, just being honest with myself, there was a time when, probably like most people who are in the business, I was on the artist side. And I was just really honest about what I thought the future was there, and what I thought, my strengths were and where I could pivot and maybe make an impact and still kind of be, in the business that I loved. And I did that. And even that in its immediacy wasn't successful. But in the end, overall, I continue to, like I said before, be grateful for people that would give me time and, seek out as much wisdom from people who knew stuff that I did not. And I ended up working with some amazing people that I grew very close to and got to do some great things. And so I just take any of that for granted. I don't know exactly what an entrepreneur should do. And I think if you asked successful entrepreneurs, person to person, there's probably a through line of some real self-disciplines and some sacrifice that it takes to get to some place. But overall, I think the stories are very different because people are very different. And so I would, I try to remain as authentic as I can and work as hard as I can and be grateful. And that's led me to a cool place. Maybe those three things can do the same for someone else.